Welcome to Release Your Inner Power podcast. I am your host, Shauna B. And before we dive in, I need you to know something important. We are officially in phase 3. And this phase, this is where things start to feel a little bit different. Up until now, we've done some deep work. We've looked at the stories in our heads, the patterns we've been stuck in, the way we talk about ourselves when life feels heavy. And if you've been nodding along, yep, that's me, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Phase 3 is all about self-care that actually works, not the Instagram perfect, bubble bath only version of self-care. We're talking about real life, busy life, tired but still showing up for everyone kind of self-care. This pillar is about learning how to support you in a way that fits your season. Not forcing routines that don't even match your energy, not adding more to your plate and calling it growth, and definitely not shaming yourself for needing rest or space or even a reset. In this phase, we're focusing on things like how to calm the overwhelm without disappearing from your life, where your energy is leaking, because yes, that is a thing, moving your body, feeding yourself, and caring for yourself without pressure or perfection, and creating small, doable resets that actually make a difference. This is the phase where you stop asking, what's wrong with me? And start asking, what do I need right now? So if you're craving relief, if you're tired of white knuckling your way through the week, and if you want to feel more like yourself again without blowing up your whole life, you are in the right place. Hey there. If your brain feels like 47 tabs are open, 3 are playing music, 1 is buffering, and you have no idea where the sound is coming from, this episode is for you. Today, we are talking about mental clutter and detoxing that. Not some Pinterest reset, not just the wake up at 5 a.m. and meditate. Nope. I'm talking about real life, messy, noisy world, kids asking for snacks, your phone buzzing, brain that won't shut off clutter. And more importantly, the simple shifts that you can actually do. Because mental clutter isn't just so annoying. It steals your energy, it steals your clarity, and it makes you feel behind even when you're doing your best. So let's clear up some space today with this episode. Now, let me tell you about a day not that long ago where, you know the one, you wake up and you're tired. Like already tired. Like you feel like you didn't sleep and you're tired from last night tired. You know that feeling? You haven't even brushed your teeth yet and your brain is like, oh, don't forget this appointment. Oh, you need a meal plan today. Make sure you get that done. You haven't responded to that text message from so-and-so. And, oh, you should work out and you should be more patient and you should have your life together more. I mean, it just starts and goes on a roll, you know? And maybe you just put your feet on the floor and got out of bed. That was me. I just put my feet on the floor and all of these things were going off in my brain. And then I picked up my phone. Mistake. Then I see that there's emails. Then I see that there's new alerts. And then something came over on social media. And there was 3 group chats. And suddenly, my brain's not even mine anymore. Now I'm just reacting instead of choosing. I'm checking boxes. Check, check, check. And by noon, I feel totally scattered. I'm snappy. I'm behind. So my brain says, and just off. But here's what hit me. It wasn't my schedule that was overwhelming me. It was the friggin' mental noise that was all going on upstairs. The unfinished thoughts, the invisible pressure, the constant input. That's when I realized we don't need more productivity hacks. We need less mental clutter. And that's what we're going to be diving into next. What is mental clutter really? Have we actually slowed down enough to even notice what is going on in there? Like how much is actually going on in there? Because it can be a lot. And even slowing down enough just to notice what we're noticing and hear what's going on in there is a thing. So I want to say that mental clutter isn't just about, having a lot to do. Mental clutter can be the unmade decisions, the unspoken feelings, the unrealistic expectations, other people's opinions living on up in there rent free in your head. The 24/7 access to everyone else's life. It's the shoulds, it's the comparisons, it's trying to hold everything together in your brain instead of putting it somewhere else. Truth bomb, your brain was not designed to store them all. It's designed to create ideas, not just hold them all in there. We got to put them somewhere. So when you're trying to remember everything, you're trying to solve everything, you're trying to anticipate everything, you're trying to, don't forget, of course, you're going to feel overwhelmed. So now that we see it, right? Now that we know what it is, let's talk about clearing that up. Let's detox that, but let's do it gently. Let's do it practical and realistic, not by escaping from our life or waiting for the right time, but simplifying the mental load instead of your life, right? Here are some tools that we can use to do this. So bring out our little toolbox here because we're going to put some tools back in here. The brain dump reset. This I love. This is not fancy. It is super powerful because it is simple. You grab a notebook, you set a timer. I like 10 minutes because you got to get the brown water out like the hose that's been sitting out, over the seasons, and you got to get the brown water out before it turns clear. So set a timer for 10 minutes and write everything out. It doesn't have to be organized. There's no categories here. Just get it out on paper. It doesn't even have to make sense. It can sound like you're just talking crazy talk. Just get it out. Things you need to do, things you're worried about, things that are super annoying, random thoughts that come in. That thing you forgot to return that's been rolling around in the back of your car, or that conversation that keeps replaying over and over in your head. Let it be messy. When it's in your head, it feels like constant chatter that's always there, big and overwhelming. When it is out and moved onto paper, it becomes smaller, it becomes calmer, and it is way more clear. And here's the key. After the dump, after you get it all out on paper, circle only 1 to 3 things that actually matter today. Not 17, not 5, 1 to 3. Because clarity isn't doing more, it's doing what matters most first. It's bringing it back to right now, to today. Okay, now that your thoughts are all out of your head and onto paper, there's another layer that we need to talk about. Peel them back another layer. Here we go. Okay, emotional clutter. That brings me to tool number 2. Name it to tame it. Name this emotion. Okay, sometimes the clutter isn't tasks, it's unprocessed feelings that are swirling around up there. You feel off, but you don't pause long enough to ask yourself why. So it turns into irritability or overthinking or snapping at people or totally numbing out on your phone. Instead, try this. Hit the pause button and ask, what am I actually feeling right now? Is it overstimulated? Is it unappreciated? Tired? Maybe resentful? Maybe it's lonely or pressured. When you name it, you notice it, you see it, it shrinks. When you ignore it and push it aside, it grows and gets bigger. You don't need to fix the feeling. You just need to acknowledge it, see it. That alone clears up mental space. Now let's talk about one that might step on some toes here, but we're friends, so I can say it with love. Reduce input before you add output. Most of us try to solve that mental clutter by adding more, like, oh, more routines, oh, more podcasts, more systems to be more productive. Oh, more self-help. Yeah, that. Let's add more of that. But what if the answer is less? What if the answer is less input? What if before you check social media, scroll the news, or answer all the text messages and emails, you gave yourself 20 minutes, 10 minutes of silence? Silence. No outside opinions, no comparison, no urgency, just your own thoughts. Because here's what happens when you reduce your input. You actually hear you. You actually hear yourself again. Your intuition gets louder. Your anxiety gets quieter, and you lessen that friggin' pressure. You lessen the pressure. So we've cleared the thoughts. We've named the feelings. We've reduced the noise. Oh, but wait, there's more. There's one more sneaky type of clutter that we have to detox. The should. I'm making quotations with my fingers. The should clutter. Okay. This is going to be a little filter, if you will. Every single time that your brain says, I should, be like, boop, pause button, and be like, to who? According to who should? And then ask, do I actually want this? Am I actually choosing this? Because so much of our mental exhaustion comes from living under invisible rules or living under what society thinks we should do or someone else's story that we should do. So, do I actually want this? Do I actually choose this? Because sometimes we hear, you should be further along. You should be more organized. You should be skinnier than this. You should be more patient. Do more. You should want less. What? That's exhausting. What if you replaced one should this week with I choose? That shift alone gives your brain so much relief. I'm telling you right now. Yes, please. I would like some of that. This brings me to this week's challenge. This week's challenge. We're going to do a mental detox for the week. So for the next week, do a 10-minute brain dump. Do it every morning. Just get it out of there. Clear that out. Quiet the room up there. Delay the phone and social input for at least 20 minutes after waking up. Catch and rewrite or rewire one should per day. One should per day. If you can't rewrite it, at least catch them. At least catch the shoulds that are coming up. Because once you notice them, it'll be easier to rewrite those. Okay? Pause once daily and name what you were actually feeling. Naming and noticing the feeling has the spike and decline happen faster than running in and trying to fix it. That's it. Not perfect, not extreme, just consistent. Small shifts, sticking a toe in, creates more space in our minds. Imagine yourself waking up and not feeling behind. Imagine making decisions without second guessing yourself 12 times. Imagine having space in your brain for creativity, for more happiness, for more like calm and peace, you know? That's what we're building here. That's what we're building in this phase, is self-care that actually works, that isn't the bubble bath, that isn't the big thing. Those are nice too, but we're backing it up a little bit. It's protecting your mental space because your mind, that's sacred ground, my friend, and it totally deserves clarity. Totally deserves clarity. You're clearing space up for what is next for you. And I'm so excited for what that is for you. If this episode hit home, share it with a friend who needs a mental reset and come tell me about it. What clutter are you detoxing this week? What are you clearing out from that? and know that I am cheering you on every step of the way. See you next week. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the conversation, learned something new, or got some gems to take away that will boost your week. I release a new episode each week, so make sure to click that follow button to not miss what is coming next. If you love the show or want to share a story, send me a quick message. I love hearing from listeners. If you know someone who needs this episode in their life, go ahead and share it with them. I'm sure they would love you for it. If you are looking to connect more, check out the show notes for all the social links, my website. I would love to hear how this episode helped you and what you loved about it. If there's a topic you want to hear about, send that too. All right, ladies, now is the time to release your inner power. Are you feeling like you're behind or something's off or you've tried to do something new and you just can't get on that wagon? You just keep falling off? Guess what? You're human and life doesn't follow a perfect timeline. Maybe the year didn't start the way that you hoped. Maybe your goals got buried under real life stuff. But here's the truth. You're allowed to begin again anytime you want, whether it's July, September, December, January. Progress doesn't have a deadline. That's why now is the perfect time to join Empower Her. We meet you where you are, help you build momentum, and remind you that you don't have to do this alone. There's still so much time left. Let's make it count together.